are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not those of radio station KICK, Vision Communications Incorporated, its management, or advertisers. Vision Communications Incorporated is not responsible for the validity or accuracy of information presented on this program.
Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin. Get the health answers you need from the creator of holistic medicine and the 2020 Holistic Doctor of the Year. To be a part of the show, call 417-447-1777. Wellness Wednesday. Now, here are your hosts, Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin.
Good afternoon. It is another Wellness Wednesday, and we're going to talk today about free radicals.
Free radicals, the things that basically the scavengers that destroy our bodies from within out. But before we go there, we have a couple of important announcements.
Well, we do like to mention the things that we really appreciate that help your health. And of course, near the top of my list is Dr. Jill, the only acupuncturist in the world that I can strongly recommend right here in Springfield, Missouri, at Wellness Concepts Clinic, 1200 East Woodhurst Drive, Suite R300. And the phone number is 877-1300. Dr. Jill, if you want to get any kind of acupuncture, and of course, Spring Valley for all the best health foods and vitamins and supplements right here in Springfield, the place where you don't have to worry about finding things the way you do at the bigger stores. They find it for you. They take service is what they're after. They, of course, carry all my goodies, Dr. Shealy's, this, that, and the others. But the important thing is they serve you. And that's where you can find my essentials, my youth formula, all the wellness products that we're going to talk about today, the bliss oils, the magnesium lotion, etc. And, of course, my favorite food supplement of all, Nature Blessed Tart Sugar Concentrate, equal to almost 4 servings of any other. You know, if the average American would just add Nature Blessed Tart Sugar Concentrate, they would be 10 times better off than they are right now, health-wise, because they're not getting enough ORACs. ORACs are what we're going to talk about off and on throughout the program. But you will find Nature Blessed Tart Sugar Juice in the real grocery stores, in the produce department. If it's not there, you're in a fake grocery store. So we're ready to go. And after we finish our discussion, you can call in at any time, 417-447-1777.
And today's topic is fascinating because not too many people know really in depth about what is a free radical. You know, if we're going to talk about microscopic, unseen things that threaten our existence, I wouldn't call it the C word. I mean, that really is not an issue, but free radicals are.
Yes, free radicals are the actual breakdown of cell walls. When a cell is killed and dies, it goes out in your blood, of course, and then in your urine, and it is a free radical. And the more free radicals you got, well, the more you're aging and the more ill you're going to be, and the more you just not going to do as well. So you want to keep your free radicals as low as you can. And the single best way to do that is with Crystal Bliss. 80% reduction. Now, it takes a month. But we've got studies that go 2 full years. And people who started off with 5+, winding up with 0 to 1 2 years later. And after the first month, but continuing for 2 years.
We've and that's wonderful. So basically research and science and everything else. I mean, in addition to, well, observation. But let's talk about a concept, basically the transcutaneous acupuncture. Again, if somebody's listening to us for the first time, let's just give an overview of what that is, please.
So it means you don't put no needles. You don't have to go into anybody's office to get it done. You can do it at home. And it only takes 30 seconds a day.
That's it. Yeah.
There are 13 acupuncture points. You just touch them like that. Once you learn the points, 30 seconds.
Now, there is crystal is not the only circuit there is. Actually, let's. Do you mind recalling the order in which you discovered the circuits?
Oh, yes. The first one was fire, which raises DHEA. The second one was air, which raises oxytocin, the nurturing bonding hormone. By the way, both of these are the single greatest stress reducer together. They lower cortisone, the horrible hormone that is raised in stress.
Oh, yeah, cortisol is. I mean, that's in every illness, literally. Yeah.
And then, of course, water, which normalizes aldosterone. The water and potassium hormone. And then by earth, the calcitonin, which keeps your bone strong. And finally, the crystal bliss, which lowers free radicals.
Interestingly enough, and I want to talk about this now, longevity and life beyond 100, maybe another conversation for another topic, because that's a huge conversation, huge topic. But crystal is one of the three that combines to actually enhance telomeres.
That is true. And telomeres, of course, the tip to your DNA. And if you've got the best health habits in the world, your average is 1% loss every year. They're used up. Every cell in your body is reproduced many, many times throughout your life, but you lose in good health habits 1% a year, and people can lose up to 10 or 12% a year in a greatly stressful year.
Exactly. And well, it's interesting. The three combinations, the three bliss oils in reduction of free radicals. Earth is for the bones, so musculoskeletal system, bones, muscle. That's essential as we age. That's number one. DHEA. DHEA is the quintessential health hormone. Without that, we cannot have health. And also crystal, free radical reduction. So I guess it's to me, it's not a surprise that it works that way.
No, actually, when I was working out the original biochemistry of this, it came on very slowly over several years. But in November of 2005, I finally got all of it done. And I was sitting on my desk when it came, if we could just keep our DHEA up and our calcitonin up and our free radicals down, we'll live 150 years. That's how it came to me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Actually, I'm grateful that you and I were able to record a course on transcutaneous acupuncture and application of the oils, why, how, where it came from, how to use it, all the benefits, literally. And actually, I am able to extend until midnight an offer. I think my marketing people are going to throw me, in a ditch somewhere, but who knows? But so it's such a good thing that I'd like to make everyone aware of the opportunity. So the set of 5 bliss oils, which the 3 will actually enhance telomeres, plus the benefit of the other 2 is on special at $145. I may mention it again, perhaps, and that's for all 5. That lasts you for a month. But in addition to that, anyone who orders within 24 hours will receive the complimentary course on transcutaneous acupuncture with everything that Norm and I have to say, and we got a lot to say about it.
Absolutely. And it is, I think, if you put everything into, some kind of balance, it's probably the most important creation of my life.
Although, let's switch topics a little bit.
But second to that.
For anybody who is Facebook Live, YouTube Live, I hope you can see this little device. Now let's talk about this little device.
Well, the scalar. All empty space throughout the universe is filled with scalar energy. In that empty space, the size of a helium molecule, which is smaller than that, there's enough energy to boil the world's ocean. So we created a focused scalar device. And if you sit with this focused on you, up to feet away, as long as it's focused on you, it reduces free radicals 50%, but it does a lot of other things. Everybody that I know who's really done it has wound up with less gray hair.
Actually, for me, I had 100% reduction of gray hair, but I only had 2 at the time.
I had a lot more than I have now, and none of my friends do the same. But the important thing is it does reduce your free radicals, and it reduces another very bad chemical that may be even worse than cortisone, adrenomedullin.
Exactly.
The average person, which we did our study, a healthy adrenomedullin level is like 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
My average patient had 150. But it reduced it over 50% by just sitting with this for an hour a day average.
And it's also not a surprise that we had numbers of improvement in diabetes, blood pressure, and lots of other things. But again, you think about what are you doing to the body? You're not treating an organ. You're not treating, doing a medication. You're not throwing something Band-Aid. You're really going to the root of the issue.
And safe. The nicest thing about it is 1 trillion times or quadrillion times safer than any drug in the world.
Exactly.
Because there's no drug that's 100% safe. And of course, let's remember that free radicals are the result of everything in your life. Stress increases free radicals. Stress is the bugaboo, if you will. Chemical stress, physical stress, emotional stress, spiritual stress, it's all stress. And of course, in reducing stress, you are going to help your telomeres live longer, be healthier, but more important, live a healthier and longer life.
And stress is behind Dr. Selye back in the, number of decades ago, was it 50s or 60s?
Over 50 years ago.
Well over 50 years ago. It's, has done an incredible research, thousands of people. And by the way, out of that research, you started out your PhD project in leading to Biogenics, didn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, Biogenics is the greatest mental, emotional, physical, and any other kind of stress reducer known in the history of the world.
And, the fact that the stress is behind over 85 to 90% of everything that happens to the human mind and body, between anxiety, depression, chronic disease of all sorts, really.
Well, lifestyle in general. Now, of course, the other things that increase free radicals are carbohydrates mostly.
But together with fats,
well,
especially.
If carbohydrates are eaten with fat, then it raises your cholesterol, increases your heart risk, increase your brain death, Alzheimer's, everything else. We don't need any carbohydrates. We could live totally on fat and protein. It's the healthiest diet in the world. And in fact, basically, my diet for over a year is 99% free of carbohydrates. I don't eat any practically.
Norm, I just want to point out something. I hope you don't mind me sharing this on the radio. How old are you again?
88.
88, only 88. Okay, so for 88, and I'm saying this with a purpose. I'll mention this why. But for 88, Dr. Shealy does at least 2 hours of exercise a day, and he's got about 3% body fat.
Yeah.
So basically,
and my cholesterol is 136,
and your telomeres are the age of
growing,
well,
longer by the year.
Oh God, stressors! But still, back a couple of years ago, you were in a great place. When we tested. So what I'm saying is, if Dr. Shealy at 88 can do that, I think I have no excuse.
Well, the only excuse you have is Slavenness.
Yeah.
Lazy Slavic people are not going to live as long. Good on you. Enjoy your demise.
Wonderful. So, anything else on the importance of free radicals, what it is, how to avoid it, what to do, anything we haven't discussed? Because there are, of course, treatments. Vitamin C. The average person needs a minimum of 1,000 milligrams a day. I prefer 2,000 in my youth formula, with also 1,000 milligrams of MSM. That is the ideal for average person to improve their health and reduce free radicals, by the way, as well as raise your DHEA. Exactly.
Anything that is good for you raises your DHEA. That includes Fire Bliss, it includes natural progesterone cream, our eugesterone cream, a magnesium lotion. Magnesium is deficient. It's essential. In 80% of people, magnesium is deficient, and it's not absorbed through the gut.
Yep. So don't
drink. Really absorbed well through the skin.
If you're drinking magnesium by mouth, if you're taking
you're wasting your money and time.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, you mentioned DHEA. I know we talked about that last week, but for anyone who wasn't on the radio show just a brief summary of DHEA, because that's important.
Well, it is the anti-stress hormone. In other words, in a healthy body, when you're stressed, your adrenaline goes up, the blood sugar goes up, the cortisol goes up, and then a healthy body raises the DHA to bring the cortisol back down.
So anti-stress hormone, basically.
Yeah. But by age 40, the average person has already lost 20 or 30%. By age 80, the average person has lost 90% of what they had at age 25. But by doing these four things, you can actually keep your DHEA that of a healthy young person. magnesium lotion, Fire Bliss, Youth Formula, and Eugesterone cream.
Mhm.
The only hormone I recommend to men and women, because when women go through the menopause, they stop producing progesterone. That's what gave me the idea to look at that, because I took 12 men who had very low DHEA and gave them the natural progesterone cream. And of course, they became horny, and everybody was happy except one wife. But their DHEA came up just with that alone, 60%. Each of these 4 techniques raises your DHEA 60%. When you put it all together, you get a little bonus. It's 250%.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, so let's say back to the free radicals. Is there anything else that we need to advise, mention, or inform? What about ORACs? Let's talk about...
Well, that ORACs are antioxidants. They help prevent free radical damage. Now, the average American gets 2,200. The minimum for health is 5,000. That's why adding Nature Bliss could help at least bring you up to that minimum level.
Yep.
The ideal is actually about 10,000 a day.
Yeah.
ORACs. Now, I get 20 to 25,000 ORACs every morning.
Mm-hmm.
I start the day with my ORAC juice.
And I want to say this as well. It's free radicals. Anything you do with a lifestyle will impact everything in health. Nutrition, what you eat, what you put into your system. That's one of the main things that actually contributes to that. It sounds like you have something to say.
Well, exercise, of course, vigorous exercise
mm-hmm.
may temporarily increase free radical, but over the longer haul, it decreases them.
Ah, that's right. There's one more. Oh, now that you mentioned that, I just want to talk about. You said vitamin C, but vitamin C can only be taken in certain amounts by mouth. So that means if you want to go get a bigger effect of antioxidant, free radical reduction, and all of the benefits of the immune system and everything else, think about an immune boost, an intravenous Myers cocktail. Now, Myers cocktail and vitamin C is not necessarily the same thing.
No, Myers cocktail balances
vitamin C
vitamin
with
C.
Yeah.
In other words, when you take increased vitamin C, you do need extra vitamins of various kinds and some minerals, and that's what the Myers cocktail does for you. But since 1979, I have used intravenous vitamin C from 25 to 100 grams a day, depending upon the seriousness of the illness.
Exactly. And since then, we actually added one other modality, which is actually extremely powerful against
ozone.
Free radicals. Ozone. Intravenous ozone. That's it. Yeah.
So health is the result of your lifestyle, your thinking, and your habits.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention I was authorized by the team to mention that this beautiful device for the duration of 24 hours is going to be on a special. It's already reduced to $990, somewhere about less than $1,000, but it's going to be an extra $100 off for anyone who's interested. So there may be a code on the Facebook Live, and I think it's just a wonderful thing to have. As
you know, I have one focused toward my bed when I'm sleeping. And in my office, I have one focused towards me while I'm working at the desk. So I'm actually exposed to this roughly probably about 18 hours a day.
Yep, same here. I mean, bedroom and office and all the stuff. Yeah.
Because I do think this is, one of the great enhancers of health. And I honestly remember, to me, scalar is the quantum physicist definition of scalar. To me, is really the God's energy. Now,
the term, the origin of scalar, the first mention I think is Tesla.
No, actually, he's the one who focused on it. Actually, it was a Scottish guy back in 1860.
Okay.
That began the whole concept of scalar, but Tesla put it into perspective.
Gotcha.
He demonstrated he could focus scalar energy to produce free energy. And Rockefeller, of course, and Edison did everything in their power to destroy Tesla's work.
Well, just like, in most situations, including in our world, we can see some parallels. I'm not going to say it out loud, right? But it's fascinating how now let's talk about the importance of there's a crushed sapphire on this.
Now I've learned back in the 80s that quartz amplifies electric energy, but scalar is 10 times stronger than that. Sapphire is 10 times stronger than quartz. So we do crushed sapphire crystal over the scalar device to amplify its benefits.
And, one thing that I love about being in the practice with you is there's never a boring day. Every single, there's no time when we don't have research projects going on, literally.
No, and we are very close to releasing, we got to finish the biochemistry, but the research is done on anandamide, bliss itself, on raising bliss naturally, healthily. And within a month, we should have that result.
Look forward to that. One of the devices we're testing is this one, but I can't make any statements until we...
That, and of course, my favorite all-time electric device, the Gamma PIP,
Gamma
EMF.
Yep. We got about 3 minutes until the break, so actually, we can keep talking for a little bit, or I'll just round things up again and just... as I was taught, I was advised when giving presentation or talk or any kind of informational, start out with a topic and close out with a summary. So the summary is free radicals. Free radicals are little silent killers, basically, that destroy and annihilate the normal, healthy body. And but there are ways, and there are ways to deal with them effectively. We mentioned transcutaneous acupuncture, and that's going to continue to be on special for the next 24 hours. When you get the 5 bliss oils plus the course, which is the amazing value, and then of course this device. And if you do nothing else, improve your lifestyle, improve your thoughts, improve your health, do things that are good for you, and don't do things that are bad for you. I mean, that's just is that good enough?
Remember, every thought is a prayer.
Yeah.
Are you thinking health? Or are you thinking death? It's that simple.
That's exactly it. Yeah, make a choice.
There are only two.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either healthy or it's not healthy. That's all there is. And stress is definitely not healthy.
No, but I love the saying, whether you think you do or you can, you're right. Or whether you think you can't, you're right. And there's one of my favorite things, statements, and this is part of Biogenics, by the way. Every day and in every way, I am getting better and better. But for people who cannot say that or don't want to say that, I want to advise you and just look in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, look at yourself, so to speak, eye to eye, and say to yourself, every day and in every way, I want to get worse and worse. Because that's the other alternative, really. If you don't say you want to get better, you're going to get worse. That's it. So make a decision. Get better.
So the bottom line, you can improve, you can be healthier, you can live longer. But the most important thing of all is to detach from those things you cannot change. I can't change the weather we're having today. I'm not going to allow it to upset me, no matter how bad it gets. I can't change government, no matter how bad it's already gotten. How much worse it's going to get, who knows? But I refuse to allow that to influence my thinking, my daily behavior. Frankly, I just don't care enough to let it bother me. And we will be back after this break.
But we're still on Facebook and YouTube Live, so this is our opportunity to cover any other topic, any other thought, or otherwise.
We do have a question.
We have a question.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
Maureen King asked, is it okay to open the youth formula capsules and dissolve them in water? You have trouble taking it?
Great question.
Let's repeat the question.
Is it okay to open the youth capsule and dissolve them in water? Yes. In fact, I take all my supplements blenderized in water. Now, my supplement glass is about 8 ounces of capsules. And that's 130 capsules of various things. I put the entire thing into the blender with water and drink it. Now I add some other things to keep the taste better. I add some beet powder and I add some orac with other ways. And of course I add whey protein. But the important thing is yes, you can certainly take all of your supplements. As far as I can tell, I've been doing it for a couple of years.
I am actually closely behind you. Now I got 60 supplements plus the slushes and all that stuff.
Yes.
So,
well, the important thing is I I keep adding these things, and I feel so good I don't want to stop anything. I mean, so I've got my little table here with all the bottles, and I just take them and put them in blenderize them.
Yep. Isn't yours a fishing?
Well, that's the basic. That's what I started with, but only 30. It'll hold 34 different ones. I've got 120.
But the incredible thing, you don't take any medications. I don't think you ever will.
No.
I mean, that's.
Don't mind dying. I don't want to be poisoned to death. And therefore, I do not take drugs and will not.
Period. For as long as we have a little more time on the radio, let's mention something about the poisons in the environment. I know we talk about that a lot.
Well, of course, the biggest poison in the environment is a toss-up between Roundup, which is in 75% of all the rain that falls in this entire country.
Yeah.
So, by the way, it is immoral, illegal, and wrong to call anything organic that was raised outside. And, of course, even worse is fluoride. Every city council in the country is guilty of murder on a wholesale basis, and of sterility in men, and of poor IQ in kids. But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, and of course the dental profession is at the top of the list also, they are causing today 10 times more harm than the tobacco industry.
Well, isn't there, pretty much all the industries have been compromised, haven't they? I mean, that's...
There's no such thing as a healthy industry, probably, just because of the way they cut corners and don't pay attention to all the important details.
I just wanted to share something funny. It's and I'm going to basically limit what I say, in this area, but just we want to stay on the air. But I just found it curious because the World Health Organization, it spells WHO. So basically it's a question of a statement versus a question, and I find it very curious. It's a figure of expression, basically. Who says we're all going to die? So you can take it as WHO says we're all going to die, or you can say it's who says we're all going to die. I mean, literally, it's just that my sense of humor,
I call it the World Health Organization.
World Health Organization. That's a good one. I wonder. I really want to say, and that includes the CDC, Center for Disease. So it's Center for Death.
Center for Death Control.
Death Control. Why do people still believe in that stuff?
They have been the most immoral organization in this country in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the FDA, which has been immoral longer.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, well, can't all be perfect like us, but they could try.
Yep. But the truth is out there. If you want to know the truth, just do your research. And by the way, are we close?
We have about a minute.
About a minute. So one more statement here for the record. It's stay away from media. I know we say this all the time, but if you want to decrease your stress, you want to stay away from nonsense, stay away from all conventional stuff. I keep getting questions.
Mainline media, lying media. That's what I call it. I want nothing to do with it. We'll never, ever, ever in this life turn on television again. I do listen to the radio coming to and from work just so I don't miss any important news, but that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah.
And folks, we're about to get back and take your calls. The moment has come, the walrus said, to speak of many other things, and the time is now.
We've got about 20 seconds. I want to open the phone.
We'll be with you.
Yep, let's open the phone lines. Yeah.
I can't see, so you'll have to show
and,
me.
And Rob, if we get any questions there, if you can, before the end of the show, let's make sure we address that. Do you need to move a little closer? Or, yeah. Okay.
Now, back to Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Shealy-Sorin.
And now is your turn to give us a call, and we will answer your questions right here live, 417-447-1777. And you are on the air. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Shealy.
Yes, ma'am. What's up?
This is Sandy. I used to live in Pintown. I have now relocated to Dothan, Alabama.
Good.
I need to ask you a question about a blood center. They want me on blood centers.
Yep.
This, I have to spell it. I can't pronounce it. SERRAPEPTASE.
Serapeptase.
Yeah, I like that one. That's one of the few that I really like.
Well, what do? They want me on blood centers. Should I take that? I should do it under doctor's care, correct?
You can do it without doctors.
Was that
Okay.
quick question?
You
I'm
tell
sorry.
me.
Yeah, was that recommended by a conventional doctor or non-conventional?
My heart doctor in Springfield, the nurse practitioner recommended this in place of a blood center.
Well, it's what I recommend as an alternative to Plavix and a lot of other things.
Okay. Well, how do I find out information how to take it and everything?
That I can't tell you. You know, I'd have to get the bottle. I don't remember the milligrams.
Okay. Well,
Send me
should
an
I
email.
call the office?
Send me an email, norm@normshealy.com, and I will answer it for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. And I'm now in Dothan, Alabama, so I'll call you when I can. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
And
Okay,
good
I
afternoon.
appreciate it. And I'm in
Hello?
Alabama, so I'll call you when I can. Thank you very
You've got
much.
to turn your radio off or we can't hear you.
Okay, I appreciate it. And
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. Now we're good. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Pardon?
Do you have a question?
Oh, I'm Charlie. I'm a caregiver for my wife with Alzheimer's dementia. And years ago, she was having a problem with urinary tract infections, and you told me to use Demonos.
That's correct.
And I've been doing that, and we haven't had any more problem with the urinary tract infection, but it's progressed. I was having so much difficulty taking care of her. We went to a catheter.
I understand. The worsening mental
Yes.
condition and the need for more care, right? Yeah, that's
All the more reason to
Yes.
stay on the D-Manos.
Pardon?
All the more reason to stay on the D-Manos when she's got a catheter in.
Yes. Now I'm having difficulty with the catheter plugging up, and I see like an off-white cloud in her urine in the tube and everything. Could that be caused by the Demonos?
No, I think that's
infection.
Sounds to me it's either an infection or she's not drinking enough water.
sediment, perhaps, but it needs to be tested.
Okay.
Urine
Maybe
needs to be tested.
Maybe need to give her more water, huh?
Well, and test the urine. Make sure that it's not a urinary tract infection or any fever or kidney pain or any kind of change in behavior. I'm an emergency room doc as well, so I deal with these things all the time. But basically, if there's no change in behavior or concerns, then of course fluids are important. But cloudy urine can be a sign of infection, or it could be just sediment. But it needs to be evaluated properly, especially in that condition.
Well, her behavior has not been affected like it was whenever she was having the infections before.
Yeah.
I'm still able to get her to respond and everything, and from that standpoint, but it's plugging up. I've been flushing it twice a day, but I'm still having a little difficulty with it.
Yeah, and sometimes it may be worth to go back to the doctor or provider who put it in and just to double check, maybe change it. I mean, there's different ways that you can do, but if any concern, check it out. Don't let it go too long.
Oh, okay then. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Mm-hmm.
And now is your turn, 417-447-1777. Anytime for the rest of the hour, you can get your questions answered right here on KICK.
Yeah, so basically, since I thought there was a caller. Any questions?
No.
That's what I'm taking a look at.
Yeah.
So the big question is, are you ready to be healthy?
And that's the big one. Yeah.
And if you are, then all you got to do is cut out the stress in your life. That's the only way you can be healthy, is to detach from stress. And the best way to do that is with Autogenic Training, the foundation of Biogenics.
And of course, the Biogenics program itself.
Well, that's 68 different exercises. And the more trouble you've got, the more you need to use them.
Yep, still on special, by the way. So you can still biogenicscourse.com, if I'm not mistaken. Biogenicscourse.com.
And good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Shealy, Dr. Sorin.
It is
Hello.
Big Bob.
Hello.
It is. My goodness. Hey, I'm wondering, I've got someone dear to me that has had some problems with, short-term memory. Actually, I think I told you about it. Had to diagnose through a window that she had a UTI 3 different times in 4 months at a nursing facility. I don't know what's the problem with these staffs, but of course, I think they really like to get them on the antidepressants and then set them up for the morphine.
Oh, God.
Me like.
Yeah.
And what do you recommend? Is there some common sense things? And then what is available through spring shopping that you do, or Mama Jean's or some of them? What do you recommend, for the short-term memory?
Short-term memory at the top of our list is D3.
Okay.
And after that is our youth formula and our essentials and astaxanthin, ASTAXANTHIN. Now, if you need anything more than that, that would really need a consultation.
Would that 5,000 units a day, would that be likely adequate for someone about 140 pounds?
Yes, that would be adequate.
Okay.
And if you're going to go with something, there's a number of good ones, but one of my favorites for the ORACs is, and that's, free radicals, what we've been talking about, is Moringa oliveri. And it's a 1 packet a day.
Super mix. Be sure to get Moringa Super Mix.
So, yeah.
A packet of that's got 5 grams of protein and 5,000 ORAC units.
But there's
is that available both at Spring Valley and Mama Jean's, or
I don't think so. I think they have to get that through our office or the website.
Okay. Well, thank you, and you all be safe out there on the roads. I started to get out a while ago, and I changed my mind.
Good for you. Thanks,
good decision.
Bob.
Yeah.
Have a good day. God bless you.
Good. Yeah.
And good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. I actually just was sent in a question, and I appreciate you answering that. Yes, it's okay for my husband to open the capsules of the youth formula. Can he put it in a protein fruit shake as well, or is it better to do it with water? Okay.
Yes. No, I actually have 50 grams of protein or 60 grams of protein in my shake as well.
Okay. And can he take all 4 at once, or should he split them up through the day?
I take all mine in the morning.
Perfect. And am I correct that you open it and just dump the...
I just even blenderize the capsule itself. It's a little extra gelatin.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quick and easy. All right. My other question is, I've had recurring basal cell carcinomas and one squamous cell carcinoma.
Yeah, basal and squamous cell carcinomas. Yeah, got you. Yeah.
Is there something? I actually finally made an appointment with my dermatologist for next week because I've been putting CBD oils on them and colloidal silver on them. Is there something else that I can do?
Black salve, BLACKSALVE.
If it's, I'm just going to mention, black salve is a very powerful. It's a Native American combination of various things, natural, and it literally takes out, in my experience, what I've seen, all the stuff that doesn't belong in the body. But it can leave a scar. That's the only thing.
Okay. So I want to use it long enough to completely kind of make a sore and eat it away, or
if it's making progress, you can continue it. But if it's not, you can talk to your dermatologist, of course.
Yeah, it's better to get those addressed before they get to bed.
Okay. Is the black salve available anywhere?
We have it, but I'm not sure who else does.
We don't carry that on our website, but you can find it at almost any health food store.
We have it in our store. In our office, actually.
Oh, we don't have it on the store.
No, just the office. It's 2840 East Chestnut Expressway. If you come in,
I'm in Southern California.
Oh,
unfortunately, because California is an insane place to live these days. Okay, and I did have another question also. I'll get the black salve. I don't remember what it's called. We refer to it as the magic wand. It's the PEMF.
Yes, the gamma PEMF.
Okay, and we sit on it. We leave it on the couch on a pillow or a chair or whatever. And at one point, it evidently was kind of tipped up, so it's got squished a little bit, but the lights still come on. So can I assume it's still working?
You can assume it's still working. You should have gotten a magnet, a tiny little magnet. It's about the size of a nail, of a fingernail.
Okay, I forgot that I have that. Yes, I definitely do.
If you hold that near it, it'll start a bounce.
Okay. All right. I remember doing that when I first got it, and then I forgot about the magnet. So we'll go back to using that, and we have the Scalar too, and I love all of your products and appreciate you guys helping the world.
Hey, thanks for calling. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Blessings. And still time for you to get your question in at 417-447-1777.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sergey and I can continue talking about because we like to talk.
Actually, I'm curious. What's more dangerous to public health? Is it free radicals or is it the intentional misinformation? That's a good question, right?
I think the city council and government are dangerous.
Oh.
That's all I can say. I mean, I could say a lot more, but the important thing is I don't allow myself to get too agitated over their nonsense. I would like every city council in the country to be voted out of office every single election. Don't let one of them come back into office. They've done enough murder already. Don't let them commit more murder. That's just the way I feel about it. And the same is true at all national office. I think people should allow one term in office. 2 years in Congress, 6 years in the Senate. That's twice as long as it ought to be. And get them out and never let them go for a second term. No re-election.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I would take that for all offices all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, power. Let's talk about power. This is a non-medical topic, but you put a person in power, whoever it is, that's dangerous.
Power corrupts.
Power
corrupts. It corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
And the more power they got, the more corrupt they become.
And I want to say this, how do you exert power over another being, another human, another mind, another soul? You scare them. Fear. So if anybody out there is feeling fear or any kind of intimidation or something kind of like feeling, chances are that's based on fear. We don't have the luxury of living in fear. It's just too incredibly dangerous to your health. So basically turn off the sources of fear, turn off whatever is causing that. Now, if it's news, media, misinformation, again, you don't have to listen to the stuff.
It's almost like having a rattlesnake in your bedroom.
Yes, just don't bring it in. Literally, yeah. And the thing is, do the things that are good for you. Don't do the things that are bad for you. Take care of yourself, no matter what the conditions are. Do the best. That's all we can do. And take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. No one else can take care of you the same way as you can take care of yourself. That's your responsibility, as a matter of fact.
Still time for another question or two. 417-447-1777. If you've got a question, now is your time. And you're there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Norman Shealy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Steve up here in Minnesota. Need to call in a couple times there on when you're with Vince on Monday morning, listening about 5 years. Yeah.
Right.
My dad is he's 88 years old. He had a stroke 3 years ago, and they got him on warfarin. And I don't like pharmaceuticals. I don't like these people. I don't know what they're doing to him. There's got to be a different route to get his. I guess it's for a blood thinner.
Yeah, warfarin is the same as Coumadin. That's basically yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on speakerphone. Does that hurt or not?
No, you got you. That's good. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we got
great.
you.
Yeah, that's great. Continue, please. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's his pain from? What's the cause of it?
It's just a high blood pressure. They don't want his blood to get too thick, so he have another stroke, the way I'm understanding.
I think there probably is more factors than that. Have you had a holistic consultation?
No, I don't know who to get a hold of.
Well, why don't you, we really didn't, we could do it by Zoom or telephone or whatever, but I honestly need to know enough detail to give you adequate. But you can call the office at 417-351-5221, and we'd be delighted to have a consultation.
Yeah, okay. Just set up an appointment then. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I called the office a couple of days ago last Monday. They said, you'd be on the radio today. And I go, oh, okay.
Well, that's true. But when it's this complicated with several drugs involved, we really need the details.
Yeah, okay. They got him on an ask.
It's going to take a minimum of a half hour.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because he had a bloody stool here last week, and they took him off warfarin.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a light color; it was a dark colored one. They said it wasn't so bad, but then they took him off for 5 days and the aspirin. Now they told him to take the warfarin, but don't do an aspirin. He's got to get his finger pricked once a month, and I got to take him in on Friday again and drop him off up there. And
there's probably a better way.
So,
give us a call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a buzz.
Thanks for calling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll talk to you then. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. 417-447-1777.
People forget. Actually, it's interesting. I just got a request for a consultation from Greece, as a matter of fact.
Well, I've got a patient I've consulted with 3 times in Greece.
Wonderful. But it's interesting. People in Springfield don't know that we exist. That's the interesting part.
Well, we do exist, and we have existed since right here in Springfield since 1982, and of course since 1971. Before that.
Yeah.
And we created the whole concept of holistic medicine and have been doing it for all these years, treated over 34,000 people. And I can truthfully say, if you'll follow my advice, I can get 100% of people off antihypertensive drugs, which is certainly not my favorites, and 100% of people off antidepressant and anti-anxiety drugs.
Yeah, any chronic illness, literally.
Well, any chronic illness. And pain can be controlled without drugs at least 85% of the time.
Mm-hmm. And anxiety and depression, most of all.
Almost 100% of the time.
Now, we do have a question on the live. What are the dietary or supplement recommendations for neurosarcoidosis? Oof, that's a tough one.
And that's a big one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, that one to me would be the same as for everybody. That is, you're going to take vitamin D3, probably depending upon if they weigh at least 140 pounds, 50,000 units once a week. 4 of our youth formula every day, 2 of our essentials every day. In that case, I think I'd go to 30 milligrams of astaxanthin every day. But if this is as bad as I think it could be with neurosarcoidosis, I wrote a paper on that in 1950. 1956.
Was that as a medical student?
I was a senior medical student when I made the diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
She did follow up and mentioned that she's currently on steroids, and they're talking about IV Remicade eventually.
Well, it would not be on my list under any circumstances. I'd rather you shoot me with a gun than take that. But I could wean you from the steroids, but that would require a consultation. I don't like prednisone. I spent 68 hours trying to save a man's life once when he was dying because of years of taking cortisone-like drugs. It's not anything I would go near or allow. And good afternoon. You are on the air.
Hi, doctors.
Hello.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, I have an elderly brother. He's got a lot of problems, but just this week we found out they've discovered a mass in his lung. So we're going to go talk to an oncologist.
Yep.
But I wanted to know, they're also saying he's got lesions around his pancreas. And I'm wondering if there's a correlation between the two, or are they separate, you think?
That's going to require all kinds of special tests to be certain. The likelihood is it's metastatic cancer.
Okay.
Possibility, the worst case scenario. But this is something, our approach, the holistic approach here is get all the information you can. Oncology to start with is get the information, get the tests, get the staging, but again, when it comes to treatment, know that there is alternatives. For example, intravenous vitamin C, ozone, it's intravenous ozone. I mean, that's fantastic for, we can't say we cure people with cancer, but it sure helps.
And so that we haven't talked about in a while, but naloxone,
low dose naltrexone,
is also excellent as an adjunct in treating cancer.
Yes, I use that all the time, as a matter of fact. So there's a number of natural alternatives, and of course, nutrition. You don't want to, again, sugar and all those things. If it's cancer, it loves sugar. Don't give it sugar. But there's many things we can talk about.
Sure. Well, like I said, he's got so many numerous health problems that you can't just pick one to fix in his case. But I was just curious because they're really kind of poo-pooing me having him do a biopsy of it. They want to just leave him alone. And I'm going, no, we need to pursue it.
And I'm gonna share something with you.
Yeah.
As a patient, as a family, nobody can tell you what to do or what not to do. If you don't like somebody's opinion and perspective, and it sounds like you could use a second opinion, get a second opinion
from a holistic physician.
Thank you. I appreciate
that
confirmation.
Don't stop at, in other words, if your gut feeling, which is your intuition, is telling you address it, then address it.
Absolutely.
And if the person on the other line is not able or interested or willing to help you, that's not the right person for you.
Well, that's right. I'm his advocate, so I'm trying. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for calling. Blessings. And folks, the time is getting close, so we won't be able to take any more calls today. We will be back next Wednesday, of course.
Yep. And just a quick summary of the good things that we're able to offer for this beautiful Wednesday is so this device here, Scalar, which does quite a few things, reduces free radicals and adrenomedulin, the stress hormone, is indeed on a special. We have that for until the midnight today, and it's going to be $100 off. So you check us out. It's going to be on the website, but also on the link. And the website is realholisticdoc.com. Realholisticdoc.com.
But holistic, remember, is spelled HOLISTIC.
Mm-hmm. And also, free radical wise, if you really want to optimize things, think about and just look into ring of crystal and the transcutaneous acupuncture, one of the most effective ways to, first of all, slow down aging and also to decrease free radicals, which is a scavengers that are destroying the body. And if you want to go further, you're welcome to, of course, with the 5 bliss oils on a special and the course that teaches all about it, which is a tremendous value coming with it complimentary for the next, again, until midnight. So let's see how many people want to take us up on our offer. Anything else?
No, just keep the faith, babies.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite others.
Oh, yeah. That's another one, actually. And we'll stay on after the radio for Facebook Live. I'll share a few things. We'll share a few other things just off the topic. But all right.
The time has come, the walrus said. We will see you next Wednesday.
So, Dr. Shealy, anything else personally you want to share with the world?
No, I think it's important to digest what we've said and make a decision. Are you ready to be healthy? And if so, then stop fretting and do it.
I do want to say this. Decision to do something or decision to do nothing or indecision is still a decision.
Yes.
It's just a decision not to help yourself if you know something's going to help. So take care of yourself. Do something good.
And something good is everything that you do that helps you.
Exactly. Well, until next Wednesday, blessings.